Ladies and gentlemen, Finest is finally here. This is the end game, y'all, and not to waste any of y'all time, this is a tier list of all the Finest cards from the Finest program. We're gonna have 6 tiers, 5 cards in each tier. So we're gonna go from E to S tier. S tier is basically top 5. Starting off the list, we got Spencer Strider. If y'all already know, I hate 4-pitch starting pitchers. There's only so many ways you can pitch with them. Yeah, Strider has outlier, but like he's 4 pitches, and he has a 2-seamer that goes 100, so he pretty much has 2 speeds. Nico Horner, I know 94 and 88 power, it seems like a lot, but at this time of the year that's really low, and you can find shortstops that have similar defensive stats. Literally just get the Trevor Story from the Ghouls and Goblins, whatever the fucking program is called. Go in that program, get Trevor Story, clears this card by a long shot. Easily the most disappointing card in this entire program. Logan Webb is absolutely poo-poo. They lowered his hits per 9 compared to his 99 postseason card from last year. They got rid of his cutter. They gave him a slider. And then on top of the fact, he has 4 pitches. Wait, what were they doing? I know he has high control, but he has no velo. This card's cheeks. Once again, another 4-pitch pitcher, Jay McClanahan. Even though he does throw pretty hard, he does not have outlier, unfortunately. And he only has 1 fastball, so you're going to have no patterns to go with this pitcher. Unless you have like Nolan Ryan pitch speed differentials, they are going to get crushed. And sadly, because the A's have no good players, Sean Murphy is the last man standing on the team. He's the last card in the E tier. The only redeeming quality he actually has is he has catcher pop time quirk, who is the only catcher in this program that has it, ironically, and he has good power versus left. Starting off D tier, we have Vlad Jr. Really surprised how low they gave him his power. I know he has 89 fielding and he can play third base. My biggest issue with him is just like Vlad Jr. cards, you want like at least 120 power, and especially with how many first basemen and third basemen there are in this program, you rather have more power than contact. But he does have a ton of quirks, which is also why I have Freeman in this category, because he's another first baseman that can play third base, that has low power in comparison to the rest of the corner infielders in this program. You know, silver defense at third base is pretty average considering he has 80 arm. There's a lot better options like the 99 Miggy, the 99 Sheffield, hell, even the 99 Donaldson that came out, that are better options than this Freeman. Dylan Cease, he's actually very interesting. I think that he could go up the rankings later on when I try to use him. I like the fact he has a primary slider. He can throw 100 and he has a sinker. My only issue is that I do not like knuckle curveballs. In general, they always get hung. He has low walks per 9, but he does have 5 pitches. He does have Road Warrior, which is one of the better quirks in the game. The majority of the time you're going to lose games is on the road, so you kind of want to have pitchers that can pitch on the road effectively. Pete Alonso is the best D tier card. I wish he had a little bit more speed. His defense is alright. You're gonna see a lot of times where when it comes to like the lower end cards, it's either they don't have enough pitches or they just don't have enough versatility for the position that they're playing. He only plays first base and it's a very loaded position, so he does have dead red and day player. And if you like to swing at every pitch, he does have first pitch hitter. Daniel Bard, mostly because he has outlier sinker, 95 control on, 97 break with the slider and changeup. The only reason why Hunter Green is C tier is because he has outlier and he has a circle changeup with a 2-seamer. I am very surprised they gave him 90 walks per 9 because that motherfucker walks like 5-6 batters a game. So that's when you know they juice the hell out of these cards. I do think Aaron Nola is better than Dylan Cease, but Dylan Cease is the type of pitcher you can use when you have velo. This is the type of guy like Nola you can use when you want finesse. 122 walks per 9. I think this is the highest for a pitcher in the game. He has sinker, cutter. My only concern is that he does not have good velo. You know, he does have 83 velo ratings, but you look at his velocity, height goes to 94, 95. He is one of the best finesse pitchers in the game. Alton Varsho is only this high because he has 99 speed and 84 speed. 99 fielding and 84 speed. That can play catcher and outfield. He also has day player and unfazed. Not gonna hold y'all, this is probably the best Xander card we've ever gotten, because usually when we get Xander cards, he has no defense or speed. They give him both. I know 75 is not the fastest, but he can play second and third and still have gold defense. And with Xander cards, they always give him really good quirks like first pitch hitter and night player and dead red. And last in C tier is Johan Duran. They nerfed the living hell out of this card because they used to give him a cutter. Now he doesn't have a cutter. They gave him a slider. And it may not seem like a huge difference, but cutters and 4-seamers look identical. Sliders and 4-seamers, you can tell that a slider has a little bit of a hop. It's a lot easier to tell a difference with it. You know, he does have double outlier. I just don't see the huge difference like the 4-seam cutter versus a 4-seam slider. Starting off the B tier, we got Joey Meneses. Automatic bench bat against lefties. Maxed out contact contact and power versus lefties. Good enough against righties. Hold defense wherever he plays off rip. And he has over 60 speed, which is more than doable in the corners. Next, we have Arenado. The only reason why he's lower on the list, he's not A tier or S tier because of the speed. I need more speed. This is the end of the year. We don't need guys with sub 50 speed. He has fantastic quirks. He has Road Warrior, first pitch hitter, unfazed, and fighter. This is the most underrated pitcher in the program to Rick Schoolboy. The reason why is because he has over 95 control on his first two pitches, 97 control on the slider, and he has 99 break on the slider. On top of the fact his sinker has 95 break, rate per 9 across the board, and he has enough velocity to get batters fooled. In the same division, we got J-Ram. He fell off a cliff in the second half. Kind of sucks because it made his stats versus lefties not as good as they could have been, but still a really good card. Can play second, third, or stop, and left field. You could technically play him in right field. It's not a huge deal. He has really good quirks. I know I may say, oh, why he's not A tier. Guys above him in the next two tiers are just more valuable. And last in B tier is Manny Machado. That's really good power. Again, like Arenado, I wish he had a little bit more contact versus lefties, but you can deal with this since it's a left on right. There's a whole bunch of quirks, and he can play shortstop if you really need to. It's Altuve to start off A tier. I'm actually surprised how much power they gave him. Great contact. He has diamond defense at P5, over 80 speed when you get him to P3. Yes, we know he has the bang quirk, and he has a whole bunch of other quirks like night player, dead red, rally monkey, situational hitter, home body. Ironically, honestly, the AL West is probably the best back in the entire program, and unfortunately, Sean Murphy's the fucking worst. No one expected Hunter Renfroe to be this good when he was announced, but holy god, he's pretty good. Over 110 contact when he's P1. I'm in defense everywhere he plays with a few parallels, good enough speed. I wouldn't play him at center. He also has a billion quirks. I don't know why they made him this good. He has, what, 6 active quirks? No, I can't count. 5 active quirks. And for some reason, he played first base. Why would you use Pete Alonso when you can just use Hunter Renfroe? And the best catcher in this program is Adley. I know he doesn't have the greatest stats against lefties, but he's a masher, switch hitter, 99 defense, over 60 speed. For some reason, I don't know why they gave Sean Murphy pop time, but not Adley. Kind of weird to me, but he can also play first base. He got Nestor. I know he doesn't have like the greatest velocity, only have 76. He has 5 different speed differentials, 106 walks per 9. P4, he has maxed out hits per 9, cutter and a slider. That's 10 miles an hour difference. If the fact he has a circle changeup and a sinker, there's a lot of ways you can mix up your pitches with this guy. I do have to mention though, you need to get him a few parallels before you start this guy online, because he's gonna get crushed if you go straight into rank with him. He's a little bit more velocity. That's lefty pitcher in the program. Rounding off A tier, we got Bobby Witt Jr., 99 speed, diamond defense once you get him to P2, great power, and he has good enough contact. This is literally Trevor's story, but the free version. Bobby Witt last year, his swing is so good. People sleep on Bobby Witt cards because they really never use them because he always comes out too late. Trust me guys, Bobby Witt is him. And finally, we're starting off the S tier with Sandy Alcantara. He has outlier in the sinker, circle change of primary. I do say that if you're trying to do like conquest or whatever, online, whatever, remember his X pitch is circle change up. It's very easy. Spam X and then now you're doing a circle, you fuck up the pinpoint. Dolis Garcia, for some reason they gave him like ridiculous amount of defense. I don't know why they gave him literally like Roberto Clemente-esque fielding. It's crazy. P5, he has maxed out fielding. He's over 80 speed or 120 power. His quirks are underwhelming, but he does have a really good swing. This also goes with J-Rod. He's very similar to Dolis, but he does have 99 speed, so it's up to you if you want a little bit more power and contact or you want a little bit more speed. He doesn't have any quirks. All outfielders are OP as hell when it comes to diving. Once again, we're sticking to the AL West, and I cannot believe Taylor Ward is this good. I can't believe it. 5 positions. And he plays catcher and outfielder. It's crazy with over 80 speed. Oh, there's no way they made this card this good, right? Couldn't believe it when they first came out with this card. It blows my mind. The number 1 card in this entire program is Brian Reynolds. This is the example I give to people that say that they don't juice the living hell out of these cards, because Brian Reynolds this year defensively was horrible. I mean horrible. One of the like lower end center fielders defensively. They gave him 89 speed off rip. Parallel 1, he has diamond defense. He has almost 120 hitting, switch hitter. And then he has the quirks. Look at this. He has, how many he has? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quirks. I don't get it. They juiced the living crap out of this card. I'm not complaining. I'm getting him off rip. He's on my God squad. I buy Griffey. I'm like Tom Hanks with the toys. Just throw them away. Give me Brian Reynolds, baby. If y'all were wondering, if you collect all 30 cards, you can get these 4. Their finest cards is Byron Buxton. I never understood, why can't they just give Buxton good contact versus righties? They hold him back like 88. Couldn't just give him 100? Adley hit like 1. I could be wrong. Adley had like 160 batting average against lefties, and they gave him 100 contact, but they give Buxton 88 contact. Like, come on. All-star demon, but if you play anything above all-star, he's going to get full. Max Scherzer, probably the best pitcher in the program. I mean, in the entirety of the program, besides like DeGrom or whatever. 114 walks per 9, 116 hits per 9. Gave him a slurve. It's kind of interesting. I don't like how he has 3 pitches that moves to the right. More Mets pitchers. Ed Luz Diaz. 3 pitches. They did give him a sinker. He flat compared to the rest of his pitchers. And the last card is Paul Goldschmidt. Again, you know, first baseman. Kind of want more power being against lefties, so that's an automatic bench bet. Basically Frank Thomas with some defense. These are the event rewards. If you guys were curious, Jose Abreu contact, but again, I don't like contact hitting first baseman. Felix Bautista with a splitter cutter. It's a weird combination. Does have outlier. Michael Harris, really good outfielder, but at this time of the year, you kind of want more hitting versus lefties. And DeGrom, yeah, it's almost maxed out per 9s, and he has outlier on the 4-seamer. I don't think he's going to be as overpowered as he was last year, just simply because pinpoint's not as good. Subscribe to the channel for more MLB content, and like the video, comment down below. What's your thoughts on the program, and who are you going to start on your team? We'll talk to y'all later. Also forgot to mention that there's this Corbin Burns card I had no clue about. Sinker, cutter, slider, and circle changeup. Honestly, it's kind of underwhelming. I don't know why he's in the GOAT collection. For some reason he is. He's a million stubs. Not worth it. If you're gonna spend this amount of stubs on a starting pitcher, just get the 99 Corey Kluber. That's the end of the video, guys. I was so surprised when I saw this card, but if he had like 120 walks per 9, I would consider him. Anyways, y'all. Peace.